So you might know me because of my recent videos about the epidemic here in China. A mass to restaurant, taxi,
Supermarkets, public transport,
parks, rush hour,
subway, hand sanitizer.
But long before this, I used to make videos about different cities here in China.
Tianjin, Nanjing, Shenzhen.
And sometimes other Asian countries as well.
This time I'm in Osaka in Japan, Kuala Lumpur, South Korea, Seoul.
But what you might not have realised is I'm not actually Chinese. So how did I end up here? Well, let me explain. In December 2015, after 5 years of working as a graphic designer in my home country, the UK, I decided to quit my job, and me and my boyfriend left everything behind and travelled to South America with one goal in mind: to travel as long as possible. We managed to last over a year, and in that time I stroked a dog, stroked some more dogs, stroked yet more dogs, got bit by a dog and ended up in hospital in Peru, and then stroked some more dogs after that. And on the odd occasion that we weren't stroking dogs, you could find us partying at Carnival in Brazil, hiking mountains in Patagonia, doing an epic road trip up the coast of Chile, volunteering with monkeys and jaguars in Bolivia, seeing one of the greatest wonders of the world in Peru, and relaxing on Caribbean islands in Colombia. But of course, all good things must come to an end, and after 13 months of being on the road, we needed to get a job, and Jack needed to cut his beard. But we weren't ready to go home just yet. China was a country that had always fascinated me. The food, the people, the culture, the food, the cities, the nature, the noise, the food, the history, the buildings. Did I mention food? And after some preliminary research, we felt we were ready to take the jump. And anyway, we were only going to stay here for a year, so it felt pretty low risk. The only issue was we didn't have a job.
Well, actually, not the only issue. The visa process is really long and complicated. I don't speak Chinese. You have to pay 3 months rent if you want to rent anywhere. And worst of all, I didn't know what WeChat was. Anyway, back to the story.
Luckily, we previously both qualified as English teachers and were native speakers, so it turns out there's plenty of job opportunities here in China. And so after a few weeks of text messages, emails, and video interviews, the job offers started rolling in, which was a big problem. Obviously, I'm from the UK, and it's pretty small. I never realized just how big China actually is. How could we possibly decide which city to move to when we've never even been? I started Googling and reading blogs and watching YouTube videos and writing entire documents on the pros and cons on whether we should move to Shanghai or Shenzhen, Suzhou or Sichuan, Shenyang or Sanya, Wuhan, Dongguan, Beijing, Fuzhou, Qingdao, Tianjin, Chengdu, Chongqing, Xi'an, Harbin. And somehow from all of them, we eventually settled on Nanjing. Actually, how did we decide to settle on Nanjing?
I don't know. I guess we wanted somewhere that was good for traveling to other cities, relaxed, green, not too small, not too big.
I mean, it was still the same size as London or New York, but it definitely turned out to be really green and, to be fair, despite its size, rather relaxing. Also, it was just an hour away by high-speed train to Shanghai and Suzhou. So anyway, after choosing Nanjing, we flew back from South America to the UK to catch up with our friends and family, which flew by. So after about a month, my parents dropped us off at the airport with lots of bags, lots of nerves, and lots of excitement, but with little to no idea of what on earth to expect.
So, as you can see, we were clearly out of our depth, but you've got to love our spirit. As I was doing all this research, however, I realised that there wasn't actually that much information on China, which is exactly why we started this YouTube channel, to show other foreigners what life in China really is like. I'm so happy that over the past few years, this channel has evolved to include people from all different nationalities. So no matter who you are, leave me a comment and let me know where you're from. Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting again. Last time, I promise. Back to the story.
We flew to Beijing for a 10-day training program at our company's headquarters. Then we would be heading to Nanjing. We met some of our future colleagues and we rested in the hotel before jumping out of bed and exploring the streets. My Chinese colleagues often ask me what was my first impression of China. And as we already established, I didn't really know what to expect before I came. But I was blown away. In Beijing, it was amazing. We ate far too many noodles, far too many steam buns from 7-Eleven, explored the hutongs and visited loads of historical sites. Obviously, it was completely different from South America, but that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was completely different. That's why we came to China. After Beijing, we jumped on a high-speed train towards Nanjing, and that was a blast. If you've ever had to experience the pain of traveling on British rail transport, then you'll understand why. We quickly found apartments and got stuck into our new jobs. Of course, there were challenges, but the highs definitely outweighed the lows. And that first year went by like that. Oh, and one more thing. You know how we were only going to stay here for a year? Well, since then, another 2 has flown by, and we've changed cities, we've changed jobs, we've changed our entire life, and occasionally we have to stop and ask ourselves, why did we move to China? Because this wasn't exactly our intention. Or maybe it was. Maybe we were wanting a fresh perspective. Maybe we were wanting an adventure. Maybe we were craving something different. And that's why we stayed. Because in China, the adventure never ends. There's always so much more to see, so many more places to explore, and so many more videos to make. So don't worry, once this is over, we will be back out there making travel content for YouTube. So leave me a comment and tell me, where should we go first?